Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is back at the base of Chuck of the Deuces, Cyber Text, baby. Man that was back, the man that was back, you know what it is, know what it is, know what it is. The only place you're gonna get it, 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 only place you're gonna get it. Only place you're gonna get it is right back at basic. Chuck of the Deuces, Cyber Text, baby. Man that was back, you know what it is, know what it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Right the word preacher, preach on. And today's topic to talk about is I really want to talk about this, man. I'm gonna show you a preview. I'm gonna give you my commentary, what I think of this preview of this movie right here. Please watch this. Please do.
Toothpaste, toothbrush in your mouth now. What? You gotta be married like you mean. Eloise, your brush is key. Don't make me come in here and have to say it twice. Nice. This is Eloise. She's my granddaughter. How you doing? I like pancakes. Set the table, please. My wife and I raised her after my daughter died. In life, there is a curve, and now her grandmother's gone too. The love of my life. Do you really plan on raising this girl all by yourself? This is every day? Yeah. Do you need to call her the grandmother? Grandma Louie? Yeah. The last person I name around me right now is Grandma Louie. That's right. You got a plan for Eloise in light of all this? You're tired of like a trash shoe. It's got a whole lot of family down with you. Well, you can always come for a swim. Oh, I'm thinking we need to start talking about shared custody. Not gonna happen. She has a father. You're not gonna oblige about when it comes to your son. He's a junkie. And you're a drunk. Okay, thank you. Run home for your bathtub with whiskey and just soak in it. Have yourself an old drunk man's bubble bath. Got it. Good. This is a little girl's life we're talking about. You know what, Rowena? You petition for custody. What she needs is stability, especially now since she's lost her grandmother. One of her grandmothers. That's you, me, and Harry. You just want her away from us, the black people. I've lost everything. I can't lose her too. Please let her know right now she won't fight for her. Do you dislike black people?
Oh boy.
Not all of them. This isn't about black and white. This is about Eloise. Oh, the skinny one right there. Is this supposed to be me? Huh? It's not my favorite.
Let me say to this, you know, if we're gonna fight about racism, we need to understand, man, it looked like it's a good movie, but like I said before, I get tired of looking at these certain type of movies about when they if you're gonna talk about racism, how this you got to talk about what became of being in the problem. I just swipe it off the cigarette butts like my next door's nosy ass neighbor. But anyway, but what I'm saying is this, man, this racism problem that got started, I'm gonna say to this is it got something to do with scientific racism. That's how this stuff got started. Put one race towards against the other race, regardless who's to blame or not, if it's black or Asians or white or whatever. But this has got to stop because I know why people do this. I think I do. They buy into this because they look at it because we're from different from each other. Okay, we're different. I give you that. It's the cultural differences in the language and stuff, but we all people. Even though we don't feel like we're the same, but we are the same. The only way we could, if we don't expect people gonna be different, if they act different and treat people different. People need to ask what these racial name callings, where they getting all this racial name calling, where did it come from, what it means when they towards a race of another person. When you hear the word nigger, I know what that word means, but in other words, they want to kill blacks. You know, that's what that word means when people say the word nigger or nigga. I don't even think about saying this word because I know there's some of my folks ain't down with this word. But I'm telling you what it means. You can do your research. They trying to say that black community can't communicate with the dead and saying we're gonna rise from the dead, and they trying to think that black is always symbolized death. And you, but it's funny they wear the color black. See that's what something I don't get right there. You hate black, but you wear the color black. That's like me saying I hate white, but everywhere around I go, is I always see white somewhere. Or white walls, white paint, white bags, everything white somewhere, everything black. See, this is what I'm talking about. I know there's some people got out there got some box of crayons somewhere. Ain't nobody's pure. If black community is not pure, what make you think white is pure? Nobody's pure. Only way you're pure if you gotta have pure heart. What happened to that? I don't want to hear no more race movies. They already made enough, but they need to explain the cause of this damage, cause this heartache of this problem. Some people argue that Europe gave birth to racism. No, it's the global communism gave birth to racism toward Africa, Asia, and Europe, and United States. But sadly, they're afraid that everybody gonna be mingled up and basically killing their own race, killing their own kind. But God created all other races, not this scientific racism bullshit that some people buy into, trying to say that every race of people, especially black folk, that's the first thing they'll say. They think that every black person was invaded by monkeys, and yet, what do you think Planet of the Apes was about? If you watch that movie, the old one and the new one, you get what that Plenty Eight movie was about. I mean, you know, look at the term like African American. I hate that term for some reason because every person is not from descendants from Africa. Every person probably descendants, yeah, probably from Africa, the region. Some people are descendants of the region of Europe. Some people are regions of the region of Asia. You know, if you can look all this stuff up and what you see and what you saw in this world, it's how the stuff that you buy and what you believe though. Now me, I supposed to respect everybody, regardless what race and what color it is. I can't stand racists because if you're a racist, I'm not gonna cool with you because you're the part of the problem. I mean, people gonna be people. They're gonna say something, and that's just the way it is. Just like people keep fucking with people just to keep doing it, just to get you mad, get you to do something. And some people do that. They want to see your reaction. They want you to hit them. They want you to disrespect them. I say don't do it unless they do a physical attack at you because you don't want to be look at you the falling of the wrong. Don't do that. Only way you're gonna present yourself if they present themselves attacking you, then you have the right to attack yourself. Then you have the right to defend yourself and want to attack them. Don't attack them from the wrong assault because you don't want to do something wrong. That's what they want. I mean, that's just the way some folks are. People like that, man. And I think we need to start educating ourselves if we're gonna talk about racism in this country. See, there's a group of people who don't want to see racism die because they look at you know, if you're white, you're Caucasian. If you're black, you're African. If you're Asian, you're Oriental. See, but that explains a lot how we've been taught in this society. You know, I know there's some brothers. I know there's some people out there who are good and bad. You know, I never forget there was this white guy told me saying all not all white people are bad, and I said, man, I know that he didn't have to explain it to me because I know there's some good ones and I know there's some bad ones. Let's get that straight. Just like there are good blacks, there are bad blacks. There are good Asians, there are bad Asians. There's good in race of people for everybody. We need to stop generalize other race of people because all it's going to do is going to cause more problem, more fiction. Like when I was first moved here, I try to show, extra. I try to show, feel everybody welcome to my neighbors up here. But some neighbors, for some reason, if it ain't the father, be the son is the problem. They got other things going on. But I look at it is what it is. That's just how it is. They mess up their life, but they don't want to look at some of the stuff they're doing, but you want to take your anger and your frustration on the ones. At least I ain't jumping my damn father to make it look like I want to throw some other people's porches to get my gratitude and my anger. You know, and my neighbor need to know that. But frankly, that just show you how some people are. Even if they drop the masses all they want, I still gonna know it's them anyway. So I'm gonna sweep it off. But I thank them because they helping me. Because I look at the bright side of things. But it's sad, man. That tell me that you got to be careful who the people you associate and who you people socialize to. I believe love by neighbor and love by neighbor and love your neighbor, but not just hate by your neighbor and no love no love no bread in no neighbor. So I mean, I don't know, man. It just show you that's how people live. But I do get tired of seeing movies like this in the big screen. You know what? I need to see a movie with a real movie how to explain this racism, break it all down how this racism really got started, how this really got set up. See, that's something they will never put in the movie screen. Black community know damn well how this racism got started. Do you think Asian know how this stuff got started? Yeah. Even white community know how this stuff got started. But everybody's quiet. Like I said again, it's laws we have in this racist ass system. They're gonna always compete, generalize and compete with other people. We're just different. That's all. But we're all the same underneath it all, underneath within. And don't treat anybody fortunate as different than you unless they act different from you. But you got to treat just as much as the same, that much you treated them as much as they got to treat you. Because if you're a racist, fuck you. Because they're the real reason why they kept the problems going, and they wonder why nobody wanted nothing to do with them. I don't feel sorry for people like that. They're just people just not need to know how to love everybody. A little love somewhere. Some people just don't know how. All they know is hate. That's all they know. I know what to do with hate. I just look the other way because if I don't look the other way, I'm gonna look towards way and get reaction because that's what they want. And I think they doing some action just piss me off on purpose, trying to get my reaction. But all they doing is making themselves weak and make myself strong. But that just shows to show you got to be careful some people out here because some folks, you know, they just mess with people for no fucking reason because they ain't got nothing else shit to better to do just to love to fuck with folks. But everybody else they won't do it because anybody would have put a gun on them or put a salt stab wound against them. They know it's always the good people the ones they'll do it to because they'll know they ain't gonna do nothing. But let them think that. Let them think I can't do something. I do something I want to, but it's the best the other way than to see how they like if somebody does stuff to them. They wouldn't like it. They would have stopped. But like I said, this movie, man, this movie been do a review about this, for years and stuff, and for a couple of days now. Kevin, whatever his name, Kevin Costner, and what's that girl's name? Kevin Costner. That's the dude, Kevin Costner, and the woman name was uh uh uh. October 10 Spencer. Yeah, whoever her name is. It look like it's a good movie, but at the same time, people need to be honest when they want to talk about racism. See, it bothers me because we always talk about diversity. Now that be everybody else, But it got to be the same around when people do adversity for you instead of doing adversity for everybody. See, I look at these movies and I notice it. I pay attention to certain images. I watch black movies. I love watching brothers and sisters doing movies. And I watch white movies. I watch Asian movies. I watch every movie that I watch. It doesn't matter. Movie's a movie. But I don't like certain images they putting out to make it seem like, I mean, I'll give you an example. For instance, if you look at black movies, the most part would do the same concept of repeating stories. And we need to start telling better stories, better details to some of our stories that we do. When you look at white movies, on the other hand, white movies, they put movies as a great cast, great scene, great tells a great story of ways to tell. You can say that much. That's the difference between white movies and black movies. Asian movies, on the other hand, is telling stories about ancient of a tradition and fortune of well and fortunates. That's their movie. You can tell the difference between Asian movies, black movies, and Latino movies. I mean, black movies and white movies. You can tell the difference. White movies, they make like action pictures. They into the type of stuff like that. They make a little bit of romance, then and there, blom and bloom and blooming of the love. Black community, on the other hand, we make uplifting movies. We uplift on power and heartfelt. We make a love movies from brothers and sisters falling in love. But it's always constant flicking, constant drama tales. I get tired of hearing this. Asian, on the other hand, their movies is kung fu gripping fight, kung fu gripping the fight, and their movie is romantic and romance to of the naturement and feel of nature voidment of love. You could say that much. I could explain it, but you know the difference. I get tired of looking at these goddamn kind of movies. Everybody knows the truth between black and white. They make it seem like black community is the Homo sapiens and white is the Neanderthals. So that explains a lot why there's a lot of intermixing going on. That's been intermixing for years, but nobody wants to talk about it. You got black people act like Europeans. If you don't believe me, you look at certain movies, and you got Europeans acting like they're black. I mean, it's like a switch up routine. You can't explain it, but you got to ask yourself sometimes. You got to ask yourself a lot because a lot of times when you look at this certain kind of movies, you got to say to yourself, man, I mean, I get tired of looking at these kind of movies. See, this kind of movie is going to bring a lot of tension between black and white. And any blacks and whites fall into this, and then you so damn dumb. You know damn well they want to see whites and blacks conflict with each other. They love that shit. They can sit back, but you're gonna always have whites and blacks who just don't get along, and that's fine. That's just the way it is. But you got whites don't get along with their own people just as much as blacks don't get along with their own people, and Asians the same way. Asians can't get along with black or white, or can't get along with their own. That's every other race of people. But why is it that when they make a movie, like this shit right here of Spike Lee, the sweet of blood of Jesus. Come on, Spike Lee. Now I see why Spike Lee come at Quentin Tarantino that he does. Cause he look at it, nobody gonna look at his movies anymore. I never understand it. That's why Hollywood, man, Hollywood just getting sorry in my opinion. And it probably is some rumors that Hollywood going backward. I really do because all Hollywood in movies is form of black and white magic. What do you think black magic is? And I just reinstated. Black is voodoo and pagan is white magic. witchcraft, sorcery, all that stuff. You can look all this stuff up. But one thing they will never talk about: whites and blacks been fucking each other for years. If whites and blacks hate each other so damn much in every other race, then why is it that they mess around with other races of people? Somebody please explain that shit to me. Somebody please explain that to me. Even the so-called racists fuck with blacks. And the so-called racist blacks fuck with whites. I never understand this. Everybody's a hypocrite now. Just like the word cracker. Cracker means come from the slave of the whip. Trying to say every white person was never been a slave. Bullshit. They were. But the funny thing is, nobody wants to talk about this. All you gotta do is study the history over there in Europe. That's all you gotta do. From all the way to French, Greek, Roman, you name it, even Russia. Same thing, you gotta study Africa. How it begins in Africa and all this other stuff, because blacks, we're the only group of people come from all different shades. And that's any other race. But whites focus on, they got different color hair and different color eyes. They ain't the only ones. There's a lot of people that have the same shade as they do. And different and got the same skin color. Michael Jackson was pale, but Michael Jackson was white. Wasn't white. He was black. Why you think black people bleach their skin trying to blend in and blend in white society? Why you think that whites always tanning their skin and trying to be black, trying to tan themselves out, to trying to get into the trying to tend all into the black culture? Ask yourself that question. Because black community want to be like white brothers and sisters, because they feel like deep down they're a part of them. And you got white brothers and sisters, they hate black, but they really want to be like black. The same people that they hate, the people that they hate they couldn't stand, but they want to be like the people they couldn't stand. I mean, it sounds confusing, but you got to ask yourself, why is it this? Ask yourself this question, because this is ridiculous. This is the dumbest shit I ever heard. Ever since Obama got in there, everybody lost their goddamn minds. They knew that Obama is half white, even though Obama did not grow up in the black Americans experience. I don't care if some black brothers and sisters get mad at me. Let's be honest. How many brothers and sisters you know born in Hawaii? And everybody likes to go to Harvard for you can have the best grades, the best schools, and go to the best established of the country. Let's be honest. That's why people like to go to Harvard all the time. Just like Yale. Yale is where Skull and Bones at. Let's be honest. It's a white attorney house. Let's be honest. And it's everybody attorney for grade, but it's really white attorney. I mean, college attorney, you could say that much. And black attorney is black and stopping ground for everyone, but it's really stopping ground for black community. I just think white people and black people need to grow up and quit buying this racism propaganda. It's all bullshit, because all racism is economic power, economic status, access, and wealth and resource. That's all it's about. Fuck all these white supremacists. Fuck all these black supremacists. Because they will never tell you. You think that there are some white people think they got blonde hair and blue eyes and tall and slender and standing the way they stand, they tall and slim. I mean, it's ridiculous. They think they're Aryan. I mean, I laugh. Because not every white person has blonde hair and blue eyes. Come on. And you got black people think they're dark and darker, thinking they part of the tribe of the Bass was 66 trillion years ago. That's like saying you got the Aryan race think they come from 6 and 900 years ago. I mean, come on. And who gonna believe this? Because you can't tell who's white and who's black anymore. You got some blacks think that they're gonna be vanished out of their own land, and they exiled in their own land in their country. You got whites to be afraid they're gonna become the minority status. They ain't gonna be no longer the majority. They're afraid they're gonna start creasing into crime. There's a genocide going on. I don't know how true that is, because they said in 2050 whites gonna become the minorities. I don't know how true that is. They ain't gonna be no majority anymore. They're gonna become the minorities. I don't know how true that is. They're gonna start and being breaking into crimes and all this other stuff, and migrate with other people. They stop integrating their race. I mean, it sounds silly, but you hear about it. You got the black community. They say there's a black genocide. They say the number one killing is not only cancer and gang violence, and not only in all these other things, it was the abortion. The abortion is the number one killing. And why is there always some tension between black and white? But it goes back to the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals. It goes back years ago. But you know who's to blame for all this? It's these corporate people. It's these corporate Committee 300 people, the ancient mystery school doing this because they don't want to see other races come together. Let's be honest. Even whites and blacks don't want that to happen because they're afraid they can't tell who identified as white or who can't identify as black anymore. That's why they're afraid of it. And all these other races are afraid of it too, Latinos and Asians. Why you think they hate Latinos? Because it's gonna dominate against the blacks and against the whites. Especially Latino people. Come on. They close as white and black and anything, but they're not white and black, they brown. Just like Asians. Why you think Asians, they talking about they the smartest, bright way of thoughts of people in the world. But they close as white and everybody. They sit it as white, but they're not white, they're yellow. You got whites thinking that they're more brainly and brainmatic than any other race, thinking their head is more size than any other race. And then you got the black race thinking that we can jump fast, we can run higher. I mean, come on. All this stuff is bullshit. It's all propaganda. Nothing I can say anything more. It just, I see why a lot of people buy into this. I really do. Because they ain't got nothing else forward in the future in the world before and into then and now. That's all I gotta say. It's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Base. The Chuck of the Deuce is how we do text, baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace and I'm out.